Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Pisces for the month of April. Now Pisces, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Pisces, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. Just make sure that you use the link in the description below. I only have one Instagram account and it is linked below. So let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Pisces. Now, if you watch my content regularly and you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. But let's go ahead and get all the cards out here and then we'll start to get into it. All right. Make sure everything's in view. I think that looks just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the Temperance card. So you have a lot of fire energy here. At least that's what's sticking out to me. You actually have a balance of energies, but the Temperance card here, you can obviously see the fire and the water on the card. This is the card of Sagittarius, Pisces. And so when you get this, it really does say that by achieving balance in your life, something will enter. And so with that, the Temperance card can bring a soulmate or a deep love connection into your life, but only after you work through balancing something out, balancing a part of yourself out. And so if you feel like that's something that you need to do, I'm not coming at you, but if you feel like that's something that you need to do, it may be wise when you get the Temperance energy. This is also a card of alchemy. As you can see, the Temperance, this is actually the person on the Temperance card is actually a healing angel. That's the symbolism. They're balancing out their fire and their water here, but they're also combining and mixing two elements. And so it can refer to alchemy, doing alchemy in your own life and things along those lines. Temperance can also say that there's healing available to you. And it can say also that potentially a situation in your life is turning around for the better, because this card comes after the potential challenging change or the change of and the transformation of the Death card. And it says that you are now getting a situation is now turning around after maybe having gone through a bit of a challenging period. So I definitely like to see that on the bottom. It's definitely a good card. But right away in the middle, you have the Chariot. So powerful energy here to start out with the Temperance and the Chariot card. And so the Chariot is about overcoming some sort of obstacle, but it's typically an external obstacle. It's something happening outside of you. This could be competition from another person. It could be, challenges in the home, challenges in the work, challenges with anything. And so this is you successfully overcoming those challenges. So it's a very good card. And it says that as you have self-discipline, you will be rewarded in your life. So hard work, self-discipline, and this idea of as above, so below. As you put in the work, you are rewarded. As it is done in the universe, which is the symbolism for the universe is at the top of the canopy here with the sun. As it is done in the universe, it is done down here with the Sphinx on the ground, right? And so it's a very nice card. It could also refer to travel by vehicle or just travel generally. Along with that, you have the Knight of Wands, the Magician, and the Sun in the first week of April. So in this first week of April, you have these three cards. You also have this Knight of Wands, which is the another card indicating travel. These are two big cards of like going on a venture, like going on a grand adventure, maybe even taking a trip or a journey somewhere. The Knight of Wands actually can trigger like a move, like a change in your zip code or your postcode or your residence, like a big move to somewhere new. Definitely one of the biggest indicators of location change to find in the tarot, if it's not just a general trip or travel. The Knight of Wands can also say that you are a maverick in whatever it is that you do. You have a lot of skills, gifts, talents, and abilities that really keeps you well provided for. And it says that you are sort of a jack of all trades in your life and whatever it is that you do. Along with that, and you have 3 powerful cards here. Along with that, you have this Magician card, which is another high skill card in the tarot. It says that you have all of the tools that you need in the palm of your hands here. The Magician is ready to manifest anything because they have everything right here at their disposal. And really, if you think about this at a higher level, the Magician also has all of the tools inside of them, not just in the palm of their hand, but they already possess everything they need. And so with that, it's a major card of manifesting in your life. The Magician also says, take action, okay? Take action, because remember, every card has like a shadow side, or if you want to call it a reversal. And the Magician's sort of challenging aspect is laziness. And so again, I'm not saying that you are lazy, but I am saying, given that you have all the tools available, it would be wise for you to act. That is the message with the Magician. Now you also here have this Sun card. The Sun is the most positive card to find in the tarot. I don't care where I find it in a reading. As long as the Sun is here, it's a big sign of something good happening in your life. The Sun can say that there is total happiness available now. And along with that, it is a card of truth. In that anything that is not right, anything that is hidden, anything that feels off will be exposed by the ray of the sun. And so it is a truth card as well in the tarot. So I definitely like to see what we have here so far for you. But moving on towards the middle of the month, you have the Page of Wands, the Chariot, and the Nine of Swords. So you have this Nine of Swords here in the lower row. The Nine of Swords can talk about somebody who's potentially going through a nightmare. This is a card of anxiety and stress, one of the biggest cards indicating those two things in the tarot. But it can also say that potentially you are making a situation out to be a much bigger deal than it actually is. As you see these swords here, this person that is having this nightmare, they think the swords are going to come down and hit them, but they don't actually do. And so it's this idea of like fear casting, right? It's like getting wrapped up in fear, which, fear is about something that hasn't existed yet or hasn't happened yet. And so for some of you, I think the message here is with this Chariot, you're driving right through that, right? And you're working right through whatever fearful situation you may find yourself in, or you may feel like you find yourself in. And the other thing that I would like to say here is with this Nine of Swords in the lower row is the row of your subconscious. The Nine of Swords can talk about dreams, messages coming through in your dreams. And so this is definitely something that some of you may want to pay attention to at this time, Pisces. Now, on your thoughts or on your mind here, you have this Page of Wands in the middle of the month. The Page of Wands is some sort of job offer coming in potentially. If you're not looking for a job, what's happening is that there's good news arriving. It's a very good card to find. It can also represent like an energetic download. Wands is the suit of, it's like the energy of energy, right? And liveliness and inspiration and work as well, work, career. And so all of those things can be applied when you get the Page of Wands. It could also say as a person, you have those skills about you or you have those qualities about you. So I definitely like to see that. And so for those of you who are looking for a job, with the Magician, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands, as well as the Chariot, that's definitely a good sign. I would say this is about your ability to make it happen. It's not that you, like, basically the ball is in your court, okay, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you have everything you need to find that situation if that's what you're looking for. Now, in the last part of the month, you have the King of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So the King of Pentacles is somebody who is really interested in their empire. They're really interested in building a solid wealth, sort of. They're interested in building wealth in their life when you get the King of Pentacles. And they do that by sticking to solid habits and healthy routines. And so some of you may be looking at your teens at this time. By the way, you can take on the energy of any of these cards. There are no genders attached to these cards. And so just keep that in mind. The King of Swords is somebody who is potentially a subject matter expert or somebody who can really help you get from point A to point B. You may be that yourself, Pisces, as you have this energy of you charging forward here, manifesting something, skill, talent, ability. You also then have this Six of Wands, which is a major victory or success in your life. This person is sort of being publicly recognized for the job that they've done and the work that they've done. So big victory here for you. And I definitely feel like some of you have people in your corner. You have people in the two upper corners here, as well as this Page of Wands, the Magician. So I definitely feel like some of you have maybe a support system or somebody who is interested in hiring you or something along those lines. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here. Let's pull some additional cards and see what we get. All right, so you have Sage, be devoted and committed, as well as Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. All right, so definitely like that energy, allowing things to happen here at this time, but also there is this Sage energy, even though we don't have the Hermit, there is this energy of skill and talent. You have She-Wolf, unleash the wild within, as well as Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect, combining words into one word that doesn't exist. And so I definitely like to see that. I think, look, as you charge forward here, don't forget to ask yourself what it is that makes you happy, I feel like saying, and also reflect on whatever's going forward here with this, or whatever's going on here with this Nine of Swords. You know, are the fears that you're having a story actually that you're making up in your mind? That happens a lot. Our mind can do powerful things. What else do we have here? You have the It's Up to You, as well as A Year from Now. So I love that for you. And then you have No and Listen to Your Intuition. So that's an emphatic no. We have two no's in this Oracle deck. There's one with the exclamation point, which is the emphatic absolutely not. And so that's interesting because I don't see a rejection here from someone else. I see if there is a rejection, you're saying no to an opportunity. Okay, so I feel like maybe you're even in a position that like you don't have to take a new job. Like you'll only take a new job or you'll only take a new opportunity if it's really going to increase your life in some way, increase your happiness. And so you're probably in a good position here, or a better position than maybe you feel, because you do have this Nine of Swords, but can't tell you how to feel. Let's go ahead and, yep, and just as I said here, I'm not surprised to see the Hermit in this reading. That is Sage energy. So you have the Hermit, you have the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Swords. So the Hermit is on the path of the Sage, and you have this Sage card here. The Hermit is devoted. The Hermit is committed to building knowledge and building a skill set, building wisdom. And not only that, but they find that sometimes the answer that you are looking for will not be found in a textbook. That's the other thing about the Hermit, where sometimes the answer will come through introspection and that sort of finding it in your inner world. And so I definitely like to see that for you with that Knight of Wands. Some of you may be going on like a vision quest or like a sojourn to like, I don't know, like a different place. You may be taking like a spiritual vacation or something because you have that Knight of Wands. Like you may be going on a trip to sort of find meaning or answers here with the Hermit and the Knight of Wands. You have this Queen of Wands as well, which is a card of attraction. And it says that by being your authentic self, you will attract whatever opportunity that you want into your life. If you are not authentic, you will attract opportunities, but they may not be in alignment, okay? And so you have the Sunflower here as well. You have this Sun card. So it's sort of like this energy of you shining brightly and shining as bright as the sun, being unequivocally Pisces. And as you do that, the right opportunities come in. You have this Page of Swords, which is potentially the offer that you are denying with the Sun. Some of you may reject an offer. You have two pages now. So that's kind of what I'm feeling like is happening here. So you have this Eight of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords, and you have the Three of Cups. Okay, so the Eight of Swords says that potentially right now you could be feeling like you're trapped in fear. around a situation or around something at this moment. And the reason being is that this person cannot see the way forward. They have put themselves in this sword imprisonment. Each one of these swords represents some sort of thought that is going on in their mind. It's sort of the pre-energy that happens prior to this this Nine of Swords. And so you actually have 8, 9, 10 here going on. These upper swords cards are extremely challenging. And so with a progression like that, 8, 9, 10 of swords, you want to be careful that your fears are not spilling over into reality. Okay, and so you want to be careful that your fears are not manifesting, is what I should say, because you also have this card of the Magician, which is the manifestation card. So I would be careful that I would just be careful of that. And that'll be different for everybody, but it's something that's coming in. You have this Three of Cups, which is your social circle, your friend group. It's also a card that talks about just enjoying life, celebrating, enjoying the journey, and like not trying to allow these upper swords cards, the 8, 9, 10 kind of progression of fears and challenges here come in. The 10 of swords in and of itself can represent an ending in some area of your life, or a defeat, but just recognize that you could also look at the 10 of swords as like a new beginning. So it really just depends on how you frame it. You have the Four of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So the Four of Cups, this person here is bored and apathetic right now. And for you, you may want to take a look at your habits because or your routines, I should say rather, because you have it here with the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles can get bored by doing the same thing over and over and over again. And if you watched my videos before, you know that I don't like boredom, because boredom kind of leads us to dip into lower vibe energy of like, gossiping or whatever the case may be. I don't see a whole lot of energy of gossip here, but it's just an example that I like to use. So it can also lead us to maybe just play the victim as well, when there's really nothing to, when there's really no victimization going on. It's just that you're bored, right? Especially because we have this 8, 9, 10 of swords. So just something to consider. You do have this Ace of Wands, which is a passionate new beginning. It is the spark of life. It is something new starting. And you have the Eight of Pentacles as well, which is the major talent card. So I've talked about how you have that Knight of Wands, you have the Magician, both considered skill cards, but the Eight of Pentacles is the major skill card in the tarot, or the major talent card. And then you have the Fool as well, a new beginning. So you will not be bored for too long, Pisces, if that's resonating with you. There's absolutely a new beginning here with the Ace of Wands and the Fool showing up. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here. Let's pull some additional messages for you. Okay, so you have change, toil and labor, house, sudden wealth, lovers, and wealthy man, as well as family room on the bottom. So that's interesting. I was not getting a whole lot of family energy. Some of you could be dealing with a situation like that, or you could be just working from home. Some of you may enjoy working from home, and maybe there's like a new offer that doesn't come with that or something along those lines. That's very specific, but I see you rejecting one offer and either keeping or taking another. You have this change, bags packed, cars ready to go, moving out of the apartment here in the background. Some of you absolutely changing residence, changing zip code, because you have the Knight of Wands with the change card, the Chariot, moving to a new place. And this could be about, with the family room in the house, this could be about buying a house, buying a property, moving to a new house or rental. But I love how you have this sudden wealth, lovers, and wealthy man. Something suddenly changing as it relates to your financial situation. That could be very good. This person's just at the end of a successful trading day, and so it represents good investments being made. You have the lovers as well, which, there could be something going on here. This could be the thing that you're fearful of. And I feel like there's maybe something that's laborious in your life, and it could be related to relationships. So thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.